Hey, what's going on, guys? Jason Lore here with Jason Lore Photography and Films, and welcome back to another episode of the Real Talks with Filmmakers podcast series. My name is Jason Lore, and I'm a screenwriter, filmmaker, and a photographer. Been doing it for a very long time, and it's my passion and my way of life. So, for those of you who are just joining us right now, I hope you guys are ready for an incredible journey into these, three different fields, as they all share one of the greatest thing of all, and that is storytelling. So, uh, with that, let's get started. So, this episode, we're going to be talking about separating art from the business. And I talked about this before in one of my previous episode, which is about why you should be charging as a filmmaker, photographer, and a screenwriter. And that is because you do have to bring in some income to pay for the mortgage, pay for the food on the table, or pay for the gas to get to the store or to your day job, or take your kids to school, or what have you. I mean, there's a lot of different factors to why you need to be making money. It could be so that way this could be a full-time career to where you can let go of your day job, which is what I have right now, is a day job. And that day job has nothing to do with filmmaking. So that is the goal right now. But the thing is that when you think too much about the money, that actually interferes with the art, believe it or not. So a lot of people tend to get that mixed up a lot too um, when I've been observing about that. So basically, a lot of people ask, okay, you're going to be a filmmaker. How much are you going to be making? But the real question is, like, how much of the art of that filmmaking do you have to make the money? So this is one of the reasons why I always tell a lot of people that are getting to like filmmaking. So whether you're a cameraman, actor, director, producer, or a screenwriter, and even a photographer, it's like people are always going to ask, okay, how much do you make out of that? Because the harsh reality is that everything costs money. So that's the only downside of it, is that, and also that adds a lot of pressure too, is that, you know, the money does play a big role in everything. And that's for reals. It's like, okay, you got to pay your mortgage. You got to pay for the food on the table. And if God willingly, if you have a family, it's going to be able to make enough to support your family and yourself. So, um, with that, it is, actually about the money too, because, again, nothing is really free. Even the equipment that I have right now is not free. I had to work a day job, which has nothing to do with filmmaking. And it's a stressful job, and it's very, very long hours too, especially for the 10 years that I've been in this day job. It has been very, stressful for me as well as like my coworkers. But you know what? It's like, it's one of the things I dread, but it's one of the things that's also my salvation. Just like when I used to, farm with my parents, and also, worked at the farmer's market with my parents, it was something that was hard, but, it was something that put the food on the table and a roof over our heads. So, it's just a real test of like how much want to, become the next big thing, whether it be, a sportsman, a filmmaker, a photographer, a screenwriter, an an athlete, or whatever you want to be. It's really all a test. And also, it's survival. We all learn to adapt. And for me, the great benefit of working different jobs up to this point is that it all makes for a great story. That itself is the art. And that's the art that needs to be expressed more. Because, when you have art, you have a story. And now you have something that could really draw attention. And when you have something that draws attention, it also draws in income. And that's the thing that a lot of people tend to forget. It's that, yes, In filmmaking, photography, it's like there is an art, but then at the same time, it's also a business, because the aspect of it is that you're trying to bring in an income to keep the business going, and also, again, put food on the table for you or your family and a roof over your head for you or your family. So, yeah. But the thing is that I always tell a lot of people is that don't let the money distract you from the art, because now all you're thinking about is the money. And believe me, yes, we do need the money, but we do need to bring out the art that's going to bring in the money. So I always tell a lot of people, in short, is that, you know, bring in the art and the money will take care of itself. Meaning, like, just do what you do best. Create the next big, film, or write the next big story that's going to get made into a film, or that picture worth 1,000 words. And you, as an artist, whether it be a filmmaker or a photographer or a writer, it's like it will come naturally, but you have to let it happen naturally. Because if it's forced or if it's clouded by, you know, what you need, which is, of course, money, then now you ain't gonna have an art. So do not ever let the money, cloud your vision of what your art is all about. Focus on bringing your art to life, and the money will take care of itself. I mean, there's no other way of saying it as far as like being direct goes. Now, it's a bit challenging when you have like other people who are trying to, you know, accomplish the same goals as you are. But you know what? It's like, again, it's kind of like a test of like how much you really want this, like what you're willing to do. Like for me, again, I'm working a day job that has nothing to do with filmmaking, but it's keeping me on my feet to where I can, continue on this journey to be the next filmmaker, heck, or photographer, or most of all, above all, is the next, you know, next screenwriter to create these wonderful worlds, these wonderful characters that will be up in the big screen someday. And it's like, again, the day job has nothing to do with filmmaking, but or photography or screenwriting, but it's an honest living to where I will have a great story to tell someday about how, yes, it was hard for me. I didn't have any connections when I first started, but I was able to, above all, make it this far, and it was all just from sharing my art and my passion with everybody.